Hello, beautiful people. I got a couple of interesting coins for you today. The 1908 S from San Francisco, Indian Head Cent, in very fine condition. I've got the 1909 S in fine condition. So we're going to compare what I paid for these compared to the Red Book. Now, I understand the Red Book is, of course, we all know, kind of like a retail price. And if you went off the gray sheets, the prices would be a little bit lower. If you buy off the gray sheets, then more than likely you're going to be a dealer and are able to get a little bit special, I guess you could say, discount. But anyhow, so we're going to look at what I paid for them. The first one being the 1908 San Francisco, very fine. I paid $135 for it and 41 cents. Going over to the Red Book price for a 1908 S San Francisco, there was 1,115,000 produced. And if we go to the very fine, and come down to it, this coin is $165 per Red Book. Okay? I paid $135.41. The next coin we're going to talk about here is the 1909 San Francisco Indian Head, and this one is in fine condition, so it's a lesser condition than the very fine that we just looked at. Now, in 1909 San Francisco, they produced 309,000 of these coins. Okay, and in fine condition, we have a VF12 here. It's worth $450. Okay. How much did I pay for it? I paid $489.57. I paid a little bit over what the Red Book value is. Okay. So all in all, I was low on one and high on the other, and in my opinion that equals the cancels the two out, and I still got a really good deal. So when you go to buy coins, let's say off of eBay, and we'll just use this one right here, the 1909 San Francisco, and you see this coin on eBay and you look at what they're calling it, and this, of course, being a fine, and you come over in your Red Book before you even purchase that coin. Look in your Red Book and see what that coin is retailed or sells for. Okay, that's a condition fine. The other one, of course, was very fine. So you're going to want to know which category your coin that you want to purchase. If the price is way out of whack compared to the Red Book, I personally wouldn't buy it. Okay, I like I said, I sell on eBay. I just don't like what's happening where everybody's scamming everybody else. I mean, so what would I sell this for? This is a fine, and I bought it for, again, $489.57. Well, it's close. It's close to the 500, but that's not the grade of this coin. So if I sold it for $50 more, I would cover my cost that I got. And so we all do know that there are fees involved at eBay. So if I want $500 for this one coin, I have to add the fees, and I also have to add the shipping. I could have the customer pay shipping. Typically, I pay the shipping. I don't care about that kind of stuff. Anyhow, I want to make a certain amount of money, and what would I be making? Total of $11. Whoopee. Okay? So that's just that. And so let's go ahead and look into our little Indian Head folder here. And as you can see, we do have two slots available for these two coins. So the first one being the 1908 S, San Francisco. Let's see if y'all can see this coin a little bit better. I know my hands are in the way here. It's a little small coin. There we go. That's a good look to it right there. This time I'm looking through the camera to show you what I want you to see. So it does look really nice. I mean, it's not the greatest coin. Of course, if I would have paid more, I would have got a better coin, right? But I am happy with this coin. You can see the word Liberty on there. It does look really nice. So this is a very good upgrade for this album here, right? But remember, this album just went up, how much? Let's say 500, 600 bucks. So this album has now gone up $600. So when someone comes along and says, oh, I got some nice looking Indian heads, well, just two of these coins are worth $600. So don't think you're going to get out cheap, unless of course see, like a lot of these mine have liberties on. Some of them, the liberties a little bit harder to see, and that's, here's one that's not really a good coin. I would switch out these coins here for a better grade, like this one here. You can see, almost see the words Liberty coming through, and the coin, the backside is also nice. But you look at that S, and like I said, it's right down here by my thumbnail, and that's where you'll find the S's on these. So here we go. We're going to put this in, and I have a whole page cleaned off, done, over with. Now these other coins, these 1870s, these are a lot harder to get, because not the fact that they're rare. I believe I looked at a 1877, I believe it was, and it was like $80, I'll just say. But you got to take it for what it is. I mean, the price of the coin is the price of the coin, and like I said, I love buying from APMEX because of the fact that, as you just saw, what I paid for those two coins was roughly what the Red Book is showing as the price for those coins. And so that's where I want everybody to understand that, where am I going with this thing? You want to compare before you buy. And that's going to help you understand the value of this book when it's completely done. You'll have a record of how much you paid for each and every coin. And that's where I said, if you went and bought my book that I made, I've dropped the price way down. It's a very nice and convenient book. U.S. coin inventory, most commonly collected. It is available on KDP, and as you see, I started putting in my coins, and now for the Indian heads here especially, and so we can just go through here and say, this is how much I paid for that. So I don't know if you can see this. Extra fine, $10 for a 1908. Okay, well, now I have the S and the S here, San Francisco's, to put in, and I'll put those numbers in here. So what I like is that this keeps you on track, so you don't have to go search up every time that you put in a coin. You already have the price, you put it in your book, and you can file this away, and it's already listed here. Now, if you come along and you sell that coin, well, you're going to have to erase it from here. That's why I suggest everybody put it in pencil. But I believe I dropped the price down to like $10. Okay, they're all the coins listed in here that are common coins, okay? They're common coins. They're not going to be, the cap bust. They're not going to be the triple nickel. They're not going to be all those specialty coins, and they're not specialty coins. They're U.S. coins, but I'm saying this is what most people would have in their collection. Like I said, $10. Not even bad. There's 120 pages. I don't even know if they're listed. Nope, they're not. Anyhow, hey, y'all have a blessed day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And like I said, help an old veteran out. I'd love to hear from y'all too, if there's anybody out there in the world. Okay, I love y'all. Bye.